billions of years of evolutionary advancement.
And then we have Cassie.
Happy day, I am Gloom! And this is part 3 to the Stanley parable. The first one, I didn't follow the directions and I had a really crappy ending. Second one, I followed them pretty well and I got a good ending, so now I'm just gonna see what other endings there are out there for poor Stanley. My tea's gone
All
cold,
of his
I'm wondering
co-workers were
why
gone. What could it
I
mean?
got out of bed.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's just see. Nope. Nope, okay. Come on, Stanley. Left door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you did. You followed directions. You followed directions well. I dig it.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nope, not in the break
Feeling
room.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
I've had good
hoping
times
he might
in the
find
broom
an
closet.
answer there.
Good times. But we're going down this time
Coming
instead
to
of
a
up.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope, we're going down. We're going down. And
But
there's
Stanley
a car.
just couldn't do it.
Can I get in
He
it?
considered
Nope.
the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in
Stanley
such a
wouldn't want
competitive
that.
economy,
What does this cup
why
say?
had he taken that risk?
Coffee nut.
All
Again,
because
how
he
original.
believed
Ooh, another.
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
Ooh, exit.
And then
Ah,
something
yeah.
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
We're all a little bit
All
crazy.
of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Ooh.
None of it made any logical sense.
Well, I mean,
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I don't know.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were
Yeah.
they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This
Stanley,
can't
you
be
are
real."
crazy. You
And
crazy.
at last, he came to the
You crazy.
conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an
Good
explanation.
on you, Stanley.
His
You're
co-workers
in a
weren't
dream
actually gone.
world,
He wasn't going
and
to
that's
lose his job.
okay.
He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy
You liked
this
your
while I'm
job. Why are
still
you
lucid."
complaining?
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Then he imagined himself
Yeah.
soaring through space on a magical star field.
This is like the first
And
time
it
I flew
too
in Mario
big.
64.
It was so much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Yeah,
was
Stanley,
he
fly,
remaining so
baby,
lucid?
fly.
And then
Oh.
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What is the question?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Well, I mean, we all have a little voice in our
Now
heads,
the
let's be
voice was
honest.
describing itself being considered
do we?
by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought
Okay,
it all
Stanley's
very
lost it.
odd and wondered if
He's
this
lost it, guys.
voice
Shouldn't have
spoke
gone
to all
downstairs.
people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
I don't know.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
It's a
Now,
new day
hearing
from
the
now
voice
on.
speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
If he could just
He would
what?
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
No more
Let me
offices.
wake up, he thought to himself.
Please do.
I'm through with this dream.
Me
I wish
too.
it to be over.
I wish it to be over
Let
too.
me go back to my job.
Yes, please.
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
I will.
Please.
Please.
It's all I want.
That's. I mean.
I want my apartment,
Suit yourself.
and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Why is that so depressing? Am I good? Can I move? Cool.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
That was an ending, I suppose.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, good. I get to be a woman.
Mariella
Sick.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
That
she
got
would
dark
soon
quick.
turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
What a rude,
I am
judgmental
sane.
person.
I am in control of my mind. I know
He needed
what is
help,
real
Mariella.
and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her
Good
feel
for
better.
me. Good for me that I'm
Then
sane.
she
This
remembered
fuck
the
that guy.
meeting she
Good
had
for
scheduled
me.
for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career.
Mariella,
and by extension,
you've got some
the
stuff to
rest of
think
her
about.
life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the
And then
body,
she walked away?
and then she turned and ran.
Good for her. That was very strange and unsettling. That is just so dark and weird. I mean, was that supposed to be a happy ending? Did that ending make you guys feel okay and that you're normal and that this whole thing is normal? I don't know. That freaks me out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it one of these if you did, and make sure to subscribe to give that gloomy subscribe button a little bit of a pick-me-up, but only if you like it. I will see you guys very soon. Bye.